Welcome to the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie, powered in part by Classic of Denton. The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts and their guests are those of the show host and guests, and not necessarily those of the sponsors, DentonRadio.com, or the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. For more information, visit the Policies and Procedures page at DentonRadio.com.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie at DentonRadio.com. We're here in the studio, and we're having a great time already. We've been laughing our heads off, and I have Jade Nickol here today. I'm always happy to have her here because I'm one of her fans, and I love it. So thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. I was looking forward to this.
Yeah.
And there's no mosquitoes.
No mosquitoes.
My whole body is covered in mosquito bites right now. That's why I wore jeans, actually, so I wouldn't get bit tonight walking from my car to here.
The whole mosquito incident, the last time Jade was on here, she was literally performing with a mosquito, just having a buffet.
Chilling like right there.
Yeah. And he wouldn't leave her alone.
No.
So we are protected this time. So you're good. No vampires.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm scared, but like I'm good.
I know it's kind of one of those things. I was like, oh gosh, bring it off.
I know, right?
So you've been really busy. I'm glad you're here because you have been just going and going. You've had a lot going on. Tell us what's going on with you.
So last time I was here, I think it was around September, August. And at that time, I had been in talks with a local label called State Fair Records in Dallas. But we were just talking in meetings. I didn't really get to say anything about it because I didn't know if it was really going to happen. Mm-hmm. But fast forward, I signed with them in March.
Nice.
So now I am a signed artist.
Very nice. Congratulations.
And so thank you. So in that, like, I've been producing my own music, and I just released my first single just the 24th. I was like 1 week or 2 weeks, I don't know. So on the 24th, I released my first single of May. It was of May, and it's called Marijuana and Jen, and it was the first single off my EP that'll be releasing on the 14th of this month called Murphy's Law.
Nice.
And so that's been really exciting. I haven't had much of my own music out ever, and now I have a song out that I really, really love.
I love it too.
Thank you. So other than that, like just gigging a lot, and I got written up in the Dallas Observer.
I saw that
the other day, which was huge. I mean, that was a big goal of mine. A bunch of my friends or peers have been written up in it.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd ever actually be like that, get written up in it too. But
and you had back-to-back interviews, didn't you? Like one on the Dallas Observer, and then there was another one that I saw came out.
Yeah, there was.
It was what was it?
There was I know what you're talking about.
Blind Lemon.
Blind Lemon, yes.
Yeah.
I knew it was something in Dallas. So yeah, I had the Dallas Observer. They wrote that on me, and then the Ghost of Blind Lemon.
Yeah,
he does
definitely.
a mixtape kind of thing of songs, and then kind of describes what his opinions on them. And mine was number 1 on the list, and
nice.
and he wrote these really nice words about it, and so that was pretty cool to see. Like, wow, I feel special.
Well, you are special. You're special to me. You're special to Denton. But let's talk about your single that you released. I know that you and I were conversing about it, and everybody's been waiting for you to release this. And what has it been like for you? It's a big deal.
Yeah. When we were deciding on what to release, I originally had this first song that I wrote, which I'm going to play tonight, so I'll get more into that later. But I had a song and it had a name, but turns out about 3 months later, before anything was released, another artist who's way bigger than me by the name of Billie Eilish came out, who I adore. I love Billie Eilish. She's a huge inspiration for me, but she ended up having a song come out with the exact same name. And I was like, what the heck? I thought I was being original and unique, but I was like, guess not. And so I thought it was pretty cool too. At the same time, my favorite artist has the same song as me. But then I was like, oh, she wrote this song 2 years prior. I had no idea. I found out in January, and I was like,
darn it.
Okay, so we had to go back, and the label's like, all right, let's not release that one as the first single.
Yeah.
Let's release another. So I had to pick a new one, and I really love this Marijuana and Jen to begin with, but it wasn't the original one we had planned. So in that song was the first song I wrote of the EP that I really just felt like me. I had done country prior, and I think even at the time we talked, I was still doing country. It's what I thought I wanted to do. But in talking to a good friend of mine, Drew, he he was like, do you even like listen to country? Do you even, I was like, no. And he's like, what do you listen to? So I showed him. He's like, yeah, that's not country. And it was like Billie Eilish, Lorde stuff, like Lana Del Rey. And he was like, yeah, that is not country. Like, why are you doing country? Like, why don't you write what you listen to? And I was like, I don't know. I don't feel like that's what people want to hear or expect from someone like me. I was 18 at the time, and I'm little, and I'm a girl. And like, those dark themes aren't probably what people are going to want to like expect. And I just want to stay, just casual, nothing to raise eyebrows. He was like, well, why? Just try it and then maybe see what happens. So I did, and I loved it. I fell in love with the song. And then after that, I finished the whole EP writing. There's so much different than anything I'd written prior. And so that was the first song we put out. And it's done pretty good. But like we talked about, I mean, it's got a pretty questionable name, but it's a story. It's just a story. And you got to listen to the whole song. It's not
I would
what
agree.
meets the eye.
Yeah, we were talking about how it would be perceived as controversial just on the title alone.
Yeah.
But it is a beautiful song, and you did it very well, and it tells a wonderful, well, no, let me rephrase that. It does not tell a wonderful story. You do a wonderful job telling that story. And I encourage everybody to listen to it. I mean, these are raw emotions that people share with you or you share with other people. So give it a listen.
Yeah, definitely. Like, this song and the whole EP in general is such a truth. And I was like, just tell my truth. Don't necessarily care what people are going to think or assume. And, like, I literally wrote this whole EP except one song about the same person. And so I'm extra. So, but, and I was like, who cares? Like, that's just my truth. That's what I want to write about. And, I just had to really learn it. Still, it's really hard to not care what people think. And there's people that don't want to promote or didn't want to put it on their story and stuff because of the name of it, just the title alone. But, so that was something I hadn't really ever dealt with. I was like, oh, wow. But I wanted to be controversial. I wanted something to pop out. I wanted to be different. And I wanted people just be kind of shocked. Like, oh, my God, this little 4'11", like 19-year-old girl who's always done country and more has played on the safe side suddenly releases this single. It's so different. So just total 180. And just I wanted to shock people, and I wanted to be something different and be who I really was and just do that. So,
well, I'm giving you props because it is definitely a little bit it is completely different than what we're used to.
Yeah.
And you have evolved. You've come to the point where you're at a point in your life where you're like, this is my story. This is, what I'm feeling, and this is how it's going to be presented to you guys. And it is, I can imagine it is a little hard to deal with some of that, especially when you care about your art.
Yeah, your art.
So, I would love to hear it if you can.
Yeah,
play
definitely.
That for
I
us.
can play it for you. I can play a little acoustic version of it.
Thank you.
Another thing I realized, like I think I picked this up from my friend Drew, but like I'll randomly go into like an accent, like just like all right, like I can do a little.
Those
song.
are perks of hanging out with Drew.
I don't know why he said he's like I do that when I kind of like just don't know what else to say, like kind of get awkward, and so like I like picked that up. So now I'll like. So if you hear me just randomly like pop into an accent,
it's okay. I expect at least 2 or 3 accents before the 9.
All right, I can do that.
Courtesy of Drew.
Yeah, I know, right? So yeah, I can do a little quickie of it.
Okay.
So but yeah, this is Marijuana and Gin, and I originally wrote it on piano, but I'm not trying to bring a piano, and so
I'm waiting for somebody to drag a piano in here.
I know, right? That would have been me. That would have been me if I hadn't picked this thing up. It's just extra, man. It's too heavy. So, but yeah, this is it on guitar. So, it is available on all streaming platforms. So, if you like it, go check it out. Okay. Come home, smell like him again. Marijuana mix a gin. Softly close the door behind me. Brush my teeth so they can't smell the liquor or the ginger ale. He gives me when I've had too much. I swear I'm not going back. Let's leave the past in the past. How did I fall so fast? Oh, I'm in too deep, I'm over my head. Oh, I'm hanging on to everything he says. Oh, if I was smart, I'd let him go before I sin. But I love the smell of marijuana and gin. Lonely nights turn into days. Tell myself it's just a phase. No one says those things lightheartedly. Keep myself awake at night, counting footsteps when it's time to say goodbye. I swear I'm not going back. Let's leave the past in the past. How did I fall so fast? Oh, I'm in too deep, I'm over my head. Oh, I'm hanging on to everything he says. Oh, if I was smart, I'd let him go before I sin. But I love the smell of marijuana and gin. I swear I'm not going back. Let's leave the past in the past. How did I fall so fast? Oh, I'm in too deep, I'm over my head. Oh, I'm hanging on to everything he says. Oh, if I was smart, I'd let him go before I sin. But I love the smell of marijuana. I love the smell of marijuana and gin.
Ooh. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you.
Whew, that was hard to listen
That's
to
my
too.
song, man.
Yeah.
That's my song. Just kidding. Yeah, like I really like that song. It definitely, like I said, was the first song I wrote that is really what I wanted to write, and something I was going through, and like, yeah, I was like, be yourself.
Definitely.
You know.
So it is a whole new, a whole new angle of Jade. You're not like we were talking about earlier about alter egos and stuff, but it really isn't an alter ego. It's just you being it's just you being yourself.
It's the real me.
Yeah. So, I understand you were doing country before, and this is such a big contrast, but I'm loving it. So.
Thank you. I love it. And honestly, like the first song I did have out, Best Friends, like I released that almost not even a year ago. And I thought that's what I wanted to do, and I thought that's what people wanted to hear, like from me and what I was, but just really wasn't me. And I even knew that going into recording it. Like I was like, I don't like this song, but like I need something out, and I guess this is the one I'm gonna choose. But I was like, I don't like this song, and I never promoted it. I never wanted to sing it. Like I hated it so much, and so it was just something I made that I hated. And so so like when I wrote like all these new songs for the EP, I was like, I actually really like these songs. I like to sing them. I want to sing them. Yeah. And that was something new. Yeah. You know, and it's just who I really am. Like in the Dallas Observer article, I shared that. I think that's kind of what they centered around was I'm really like, I wouldn't say a dark person, but like I like the darker stuff. Like my favorite TV show is American Horror Story. I love that show with a passion. I listen to podcasts, and the only podcasts I listen to are like crime ones. I love like serial killer stuff. I think that stuff's so interesting. I love space, like the more darker, like black holes and stuff like that. Like the just morbid side of life, I guess. It's just interesting to me. My favorite movie is American Beauty. Like that's one probably no one ever expects from, I guess, me if they didn't know me.
Yeah.
So like that's just me. I'm just being kind of who I really am.
Well, it's liberating. You
Yeah,
know?
it really is.
It really is liberating to do what you want and to have such a passion for it and such a talent for it. So that's props to you again.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit more about the rest of your songs without spoiling too much.
Definitely.
Yeah.
The rest of my songs, so on the EP there's 5. And so the next one I think in the lineup is, I can't remember, but the next one I'm going to talk about is the one that is one of my personal favorites. It's a funny story, and then I'll sing it for you. So this song, it's the one that Billie Eilish has a song called it too, which I did not know, and I'm still sad about that, but it'd be like that. So but I wrote this song back in November, and I liked this guy like a lot, and I kind of was like debating on telling him, like maybe he feels the same way at times. I thought he did, but then at times I didn't. I was like, so I finally like mustered up the courage, and I went over to his house, and I was like, hey, like I gotta tell you something. And I was so extra. I like broke down crying. Like I was just like telling him like it mattered to me, and like I was so nervous. I'd never done that before. Like told someone how I felt about them.
Yeah.
And so this was a huge like sacrificing my pride, which I have a problem with. And so I told him, and he did not feel the same way. I was like, this is exactly what I was afraid of. And so like I was so upset. He was really nice about it though, and like very sweet. And so I went home, and I was so sad. I was like crying. And so I sat there. I woke up the next morning. I was still really sad. I was like, God, it's so embarrassing. So like I hate that this mattered too much to me. And so I like sat down on the floor, and I just was like, I wish he was gay, because then he would have a better reason to not like me, like a real reason than just the fact that I just don't like you.
Yeah.
Like something about me is not enough. And so I was like, that's so funny. Like that'd be a funny song. And then I was like, oh my God, like it should be. So I grabbed my guitar, and I just sat there, and I was like, the first line that came out was like, I wish you were gay, and maybe I wouldn't feel this way. And I was like, ooh, okay. I literally wrote the rest of the song in 45 minutes. And then I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to send it to him. And so my extra self was like,
here you go.
Yeah, I took a video of it and a voice recording, and I sent it to him. And I was like, I wrote the song about you. And I waited for him to reply, and he was like, wow, okay. I was like, what do you think? And he was like, it's kind of hard to listen to, but like it's actually a pretty good song. Like he's like, it's all right. It's actually it's catchy. And I was like, and so I was like, so like that's like the story behind that. And we're still very good friends to this day. And like we will joke about it. When I played the first mix for him, he was like, you owe me like 50%. I gave you this song basically.
You're like, no, based on the heartbreak, you don't get anything.
No. Yeah. So that's kind of where this song I'm about to do came from. And this one, it just has the cutest, I guess, story. At the time, it was not cute at all. It was very upsetting. And still at times it can be. And so, but like life goes on, and you just take things for what they are. And I got a pretty cool song out of it.
Exactly.
And I can't wait for this one to drop. It's one of my favorites just because the story is so funny. And like it wasn't funny at the time, but when I tell him, like, that's actually pretty funny. And so
laughing.
I know, right? And so like so yeah, that's that song. And so I'm gonna do it real quick for you. It's called I Wish You Were Gay. So that's kind of a little story behind it. So yeah. Wish you were gay, and maybe I wouldn't feel this way. When you tell me you don't feel the same. If you like boys, then maybe I wouldn't be so destroyed. If If you were gay, maybe I'd be okay. I wouldn't cry all these tears, I wouldn't have all these fears. Oh, I wish you were gay, and maybe I wouldn't feel this way. When you tell me you don't feel the same. If you like boys, then maybe I wouldn't be so destroyed. If you were gay, maybe I'd be okay. 'Cause that hurts less than you not wanting me. I wish you would call, tell me that you fell in love with a boy with pretty hair. I wish you were mean and only dated boys who seem like they go to the gym 8 days a week. I wouldn't cry all these tears, I wouldn't have all these fears. Oh, I wish you were gay, and maybe I wouldn't feel this way. When you tell me you don't feel the same. If you like boys, then maybe I wouldn't be so annoyed. If you were gay, maybe I'd be okay. 'Cause that hurts less than you not wanting me. I wish you were gay, maybe I wouldn't feel this way.
Nice.
So yeah, that's that song.
So he actually heard that. That's amazing.
Oh yeah, and he hears it a lot because I sing it a lot, and he's usually there when I sing. So yeah, it'd be like that sometimes, you know. Like I just think it's a pretty funny story now. Look back, it's pretty funny. It's pretty extra. It's very dramatic. Like that was a very like 18-year-old move right there.
Hey,
But-
that's how you learn.
Yeah, that's how you learn. And I might just do that to every guy who breaks my heart. Just write a song and then send it to him.
Yeah.
So
Be
it might
like,
just
"Look
be
what
my
I
thing."
did.
Yeah, look look what I did.
That's a good title.
I know, right? Look what you made me do.
Hey, it works.
I know,
you know?
right? So like, yeah, that one has a kind of, that's the one that gets a funny story around it, and I always like to tell that just 'cause it's kind of funny.
We're glad you're past that.
I know, right? Is she though? Like, is she? Yeah, it's pretty. It's just funny to talk
I'll be
about.
concerned when there's a part 2 that
I
comes
know,
out. I'm
part
like,
2.
okay, we're gonna have to talk about this,
I know.
Jade.
You alright?
Something's going on here.
Right.
I'm not ready yet.
I know, right? Oof.
I know. So what else do you have going on around town? I know you've been really busy, so what's coming up so people can catch
Yeah,
you?
definitely. Well, like I said, my EP will be released on the 14th, and excited about that. And then I have a show at the Rustic down in San Antonio
Oh, wow.
soon, which that doesn't really apply to here. But I'll be at Ascension Coffee and on Oak Lawn down in Dallas on
Nice.
Thursday, doing some tunes, singing, get some coffee. They have this really good like chocolate thing, and I tried to find it the other day at another Ascension, but I didn't get the right thing, and it was not good.
Oh.
I was so sad. And so I'm trying to go back. So, but yeah, I'll be there. I'll be gosh, I can never remember anything. I'll be at 504 Bar and Grill on Saturday from 2 to 5 with my friend Drew. And then I have some other stuff coming up that I just can't think of right now, but
That's okay.
I just have it like this week is like this month is insanely packed, which is good 'cause
Yeah.
I make that money. But
Yeah.
it's a lot. So I have a website though, jadenickol.com. It's spelled like Nickol spelled super weird, Nickol. But if you just look up jadenicol.com, I have my calendar on there. It has all my shows. Come see me. Come say hi. And and then I post most stuff on my Facebook too, my Facebook page. So like you can find that stuff there too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you guys go look for her there.
Go find me.
Go find her. Go support her at her shows and whatnot. It's a lot of fun to watch her on stage. So obviously, I love it when she comes into the studio because I get her all to myself.
You give me all yourself.
I love it. I love it. Doing my little videos before the show. I'm keeping this for the X-Files here.
Yeah, when they totally do a documentary on me.
Exactly.
They're going to come straight to you and be like, we know you have dirt.
Can I be one of the main sources for your future bios and stuff? Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to give the rights to the videos to them. But
I'll be like,
no.
Let me talk to her.
Yeah, let me talk to Jade real quick.
Yeah. I'm going to see her at a show tonight in Vegas. So
I have backstage, so I'll ask her when I
go
back there.
I better. I'm like, wait, that might actually happen. I mean, forever front row, forever
front row, and forever backstage, all access pass.
But you better act like you know me.
Of course I would. Of course I would. I don't know her.
Can y'all please get the stalker out, please?
I don't know her. She doesn't even go here.
She looks like a mosquito.
I know. I'm getting mosquito vibes from this woman.
I know. I don't know why.
She reminds me of mosquitoes. I don't know. Get her out.
You could be like, get the bloodsucker out of here.
Right? Oh my gosh.
You better not.
No,
Jade.
I would not. I am a nice person. No, I really am.
No, she really is.
No, I really am. I am. I might come off dark, and I am, but it's a nice dark.
It's a nice.
It's
noir.
I'm normal too, y'all. I like to shop too. It's not like I'm totally weird. I mean, I like to shop. I like to eat. I like TV. Don't think I'm totally weird, but I always feel like I gotta say that because God, what's wrong with her? She's like a witch or something.
She's talking about mosquitoes and all kinds of stuff.
American Horror Story. What's wrong with her? I'm like, no, guys. No. I can be normal. I like makeup. I like normal stuff too. But I do like darker stuff also.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. It's nothing wrong with that. It be like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
My dad used to say that all the time.
Wait, what did he used to say?
That.
To be like that. I thought that was a new word. I see it all the time in social media. It'd be like that sometimes.
He would always, Dad, can we this? No. Why? Because it'd be
like that sometimes. He was ahead of the curve, man.
Oh my God. He got that from his coworker. That he would always hang it because they would ride together. So he was always telling my dad that. And it just stuck. He would bring that home and tell us that. But anyway, that's a whole other story.
I say that way too much just because things never go right for me. So I'm just be like that sometimes.
It's true.
It happens.
It's life.
It just be like that sometimes.
Yeah.
Stuff just doesn't always go as you plan. And that's something I've been having to learn. With being in this industry is there's no set way to make it or set way to do stuff. And so I'm a big planner. I've always been like that. I don't do spontaneous. I really don't. I am not just that type of person. I'm a big scaredy cat, honestly.
You did spontaneous shop before your
I did. Okay,
your
shopping's
release.
different.
Yeah.
I'm always down to shop. But other stuff, I literally went to Six Flags a few months ago for the first time in a long time. And I'd been to Six Flags. I used to sing there. But I used to get a flash pass and everything to get the front of the lines for free because I sang there. I literally would give it to someone. I hate rides. I hate rides. I'm scared of them. I'm a big scaredy cat. So
a morbid scaredy cat.
Morbid scaredy
That's
cat.
really
That's
fun.
Beautiful. Yeah. So I remember I went because a friend of mine was going, and I wanted to spend time with them, and so and I liked them, and so I was like, he was like, I know you don't like roller coasters. I was like, no, I like roller coasters. No, he was like, I would have invited you, but I know you don't like. I was like, no, I like them. But on the inside, I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You do not like this. You are really okay,
this is a big lie.
Yeah, this is a big lie. Are you sure? You must really like this dude. You're about to risk your life. And literally went on the Titan.
My God.
I have never ridden a roller coaster. The farthest I'd ever gotten was the Pandemonium. It used to be the Tony Hawk. That was the farthest I'd ever gone on a roller coaster. And that scared me to death. I hadn't done that in years prior. So I acted as if, oh yeah, I ride roller coasters. Yeah, I'm fine. He's like, all right, let's go on the Titan first. I'm like, which one's that? And it's like the biggest one there. And I was like,
And
yeah, sure.
It jerks you around like crazy.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, sure, let's go. And then he's like, let's sit in the front. And I was like, I was like, what did I do? Oh my God, I'm about to die.
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, totally. So we get in the front and like they lock it down. I'm like, oh my God, but what are you doing? Like you are crazy. You're a fool, love fool right now. Like you're about to kill yourself just to impress this person. Literally, so it starts going up. And as it's going up, I'm like, oh my God. I'm like already, my stomach felt like it was about to fall out of me. And like, I was like, oh my God, I'm about to die. And it was like November. It was freezing. So the wind hit. Yeah. And I was trying to act cool. Oh my God. And then when we got to the top, I looked down. I was literally like, my heart stopped. I grabbed his hand, like out of just instinct. Like I was grabbing Jesus's hand. To, like, hold on to life. I grabbed his hand so hard. And he's like, you're okay. And then we dropped. And I screamed so loud. I had never screamed so loud in my life. I couldn't even hear it. Like I was like, my vocal cords are gone. Like I have never screamed so hard in my life.
Oh my God.
And we went the whole, literally within like 20 seconds of being on it, I couldn't even look. I just went like down like this, and just the whole time I was just, I looked like dead. I literally, because I couldn't look up.
You probably passed out and just didn't even know it.
That's what it looked like. But I was awake, but I was like, I cannot keep my eyes. I can't look at what's ahead of me.
God.
I can't. I literally just the whole time in my head down. I look like a corpse, basically. Like a corpse. Just.
Oh my God. Like those videos of the people on the slingshot in Vegas, and they're like all excited, and then they pass out.
That's what I looked like. I literally was just the whole time. Like I just looked, and finally it was over, and I was like shaking, like getting up, and they were like, "Yeah, that was so fun." I was like, I literally called my mom right afterwards. I was so scared. I literally was like, "Mommy, I like rode a roller coaster." Like, I was so scared. I wanted my mom, and so then like they were like, okay, let's go on the Texas Giant next. And I was like, I can't. I literally was like, I can't, guys. Like, I am so sorry. I literally didn't. I was like, I thought I could do it. I was like, that scared me to death. And every time now I go back, like, I rode that. Oh my God. I see it from the highway. I'm like, I cannot believe my body was on that at one point in time. Like, how am I alive?
Well, I'm so glad you're here and breathing.
I'm breathing. I lived. It's a funny story to tell. That's what I like to tell these stories. Like, people think she's so weird, you know? Like, no, I'm pretty normal. I'm a dummy. Like, I'm a dummy.
When it comes to love,
I will risk my life.
Like, yeah,
I'm out here risking my life. Yeah, like, yeah, no, I'll ride the Titan. Yeah, let's in front. Oh yeah.
I hope you don't find somebody who's like, "Hey, let's go bungee jumping." You're like, "I've done it before."
You know, I can't, man. Like, I'm an extra person. I'm morbid, but not too morbid. Like, I don't like new stuff. I'm just a weird person. I don't know. I'm weird.
You're borderline morbid.
I'm borderline morbid, but like, I don't want to be the morbidity. You know, like
you're like, I don't want a story about me coming.
I want to listen to other people's stories. So like, but that's a funny story that went into all my songs. Cause like, even in writing that, I would think about that moment when I went and risked my life for this dude that I wrote the whole EP about.
Does he know that you?
Oh yeah, he knows. He knows. Like, we've had we're actually really casual about, I guess, this weird thing we have. But like, I'm like, this shows I really like care. Cause he was saying, you never like tell me you really like, want to hang out and like me. I'm like, bro, I rode a roller coaster for you. I'd never ridden a roller coaster like in my life like that. And then I acted like, you know how much that was for me to do. Like, I still have PTSD from it. Like, in the car, like, we go over some humps. I'm like, am I on the Titan again? Like, oh my God. So like,
oh my
so
gosh.
I was like, bro, I like you, okay? Like, you're like, that's something I would have done for like only my child. Like, okay, like, and I don't even have a child, but like, that's something, I know that's a type of love that only like I would give to like the top people. And like,
roller coaster love.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
but I'm a dummy, so it'd be like that.
Yeah, we all go through that. Yeah. Trust me. Oh my gosh, you have a couple of messages.
My mom. Oh yeah, it's just my mom.
It's
Hi,
not
Mom.
Just your mom. It is Mom.
It's
Hello,
Mom.
Mom.
It's Leslie.
Yes.
Everybody. She said watching on the big TV. She can't spell. That's cool. She's a teacher and she can't spell.
Yeah, she can.
And then, she said on 6/14, which is, when my EP is going to drop, I'll be at the White Horse Steakhouse, which is in Valley View.
Amazing
It's so good. They have a kangaroo.
Is
That's
the place?
That's the play.
Okay.
All the Denton musicians play there.
Okay,
Like Caleb plays
6/14.
there.
When is that?
That is I don't know. I think it's a Friday.
I want to go.
Girl, come. They got the kangaroo.
I'm not gonna say I'm going for the kangaroo.
No,
I'm not.
I know you're not. I know you're just coming for me.
I'm not going for the kangaroo. I'm not going for the kangaroo.
She's not going for the kangaroo. But no, a bunch of people play there. I know, I think Matt Grigsby has played there. Caleb Coonrod played there. A bunch of Denton musicians play there.
Okay.
And I got into it. I'm like, but the dinner's amazing. Amazing dinner. Like, they are super cool. And then, of course, the kangaroo. And she brings them.
A kangaroo.
I know, right? She brings her kangaroo out at at dessert time, and lets everybody play with her and hold her, take pictures with her.
Okay.
So awesome. You got to be there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can we get one
We
more?
get one more song. So this one I'm going to play is, I wrote this one on ukulele, but I didn't bring, my ukulele doesn't work, so that's upsetting. But I need to take it to get it fixed. So, but I wrote this one. It's called Bulletproof, and it's my favorite song on the whole EP. It's we're gonna release as a single or anything, but it's my personal favorite, and it's the lyrics. I wanted it to be lyrics driven only. Honestly, I could have done without music with it. It could have been a poem. Honestly, So this song means the most to me because it said exactly what I was feeling at a time. I wrote this song back in January, and so this is that song. It's called Bulletproof, and it'll be on the EP. Less and less, and every time I think I'm smart, you pull me right back in, and every time I start to care, I push it right back down, and every time I start to swim, I see you and I drown. Whoa, whoa. Maybe, baby, you've gotten used to the way you don't love me, but I love you. And maybe, baby, I'm fine with the truth, and I'll take what I get as long as it's you. Up and down, wrong or right. Let me love you just for tonight. I'm becoming bulletproof for you, for you. Whoa, whoa. Every time you kiss me, I try to keep my eyes open. If I don't, I'll stay awake wondering and hoping you will finally see me before I leave. But every time I go, you let me go. So maybe, baby, you've gotten used to the way you don't love me, but I love you. I'm fine with the truth, and I'll take what I get as long as it's you. Up and down, wrong or right. Let me love you just for tonight. I'm becoming bulletproof for you, for you. Tell me if you wanna be mine. I'll drop what I'm doing and I'll be there in a matter of time. Tell me if you wanna be mine. I'll drop what I'm doing and I'll be there in a matter of time. Oh, I will be there in a matter of time. Tell me if you wanna be mine. I'll drop what I'm doing and I'll be there in a matter of time.
Woo! Thank you.
You're welcome.
I loved it. I hadn't heard that one before.
Yeah, it's the most recent one. It was the last song added to the EP. So.
Very nice. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
So you guys make sure to check out her work out on her social media platforms. She did mention them previously on the show. So check her out. Make sure you check out her show live. She's awesome, and support her. Check her out here. Obviously, you're here in Denton, but doing stuff in Dallas too.
True. Yeah, I have some stuff coming up, like Ascension, and check my website. I can't remember this. I have such a tiny brain.
No,
man.
it's
crowded with unnecessary information, like serial killers, and how can I risk my life for people that I have a crush on.
Hey, you know what? These situations are pumping out music, so
exactly.
Hey,
it created
there's a purpose.
Music. It was it's a cool experience. I think when I go through something, I can't wait to tell my daughter this. Like maybe,
gosh.
I try to see like that silver line. Like I'll get to tell my daughter this one day. It won't hurt anymore. Like, and she'll take it. Like it's wisdom. It's just wisdom.
It is. It's gonna be your little nuggets of wisdom all through life.
I know. I will just give them to my children. I'll give my nuggets to my nuggets, basically.
There you.
That's my chicken nuggets.
Your sugar nuggets.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm gonna be laughing about that for a while. Hashtag sugar nuggets.
Yeah. Right.
You guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight here with Jade Nickol. I am Ellie and Diva Girl Ellie.
Oh, yes,
Excuse
true.
me.
Get it right.
And I hope you guys join us next week here on the Denton Vibe with Diva Girl Ellie on Denton Radio.
Well, thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. We want to thank our partners and sponsors who made this show possible. And now stick around for a word from all of us here at Discover Denton.